Okay, so this is a message to younger kids who are kind of looking at things like Instagram and Facebook and feeling terrible about everything that they see. And the thing about Instagram, the thing about social media is people are putting out their best filters and faces and all of the greatest moments. And they don't show the real stuff, like the things that are the real life. If you open up your phone right now and you go onto Instagram and you start scrolling through, you'll see photos that are like photoshopped, everything's touched up, all the lighting and everything's perfectly done, everything's, artificial. It's not real. And often we get kind of bothered by it. And the reason for that is because we try to compare ourselves with people's Instagram feeds. Like, I know for me, I've been blessed to have lived an awesome life, and what happened was I started to share a lot of my travel stuff on Instagram. It's a difficult thing when you see an image that you took and you do all like the background photo fixing stuff and try to make it look better, just so that more people like it, more people comment on it, more people see it. And what happens is this driving like artificial relationships. It's not real stuff. I'm honestly not good at doing any of the editing things. I use the saturation or something. Someone showed me how to do a couple basic things on it. So I'm not very good at it. But if you look at other people's things, a lot of the times you'll see people with crazy nice houses, people who have fancy cars, people who are, out on yachts all the time. And the thing is, we as humans, like, we compare ourselves with these people. And that's normal. Like, I do the same thing when I scroll through Instagram and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that, this person has a mansion, or this person has a house right now, or this person has this person has that. And what you need to do is keep in mind that these things are the image that they want us to see. It's not necessarily the reality that this person lives in. They might have spent a couple $1,000s and rented a mansion, a car, and like a professional photographer, and spent, 8 hours creating content for the rest of the year, just so that they can like flex on people. And the next time that you go through and you're scrolling and feeling bad about yourself, just remember that this isn't real. Like the fact that, maybe you're sitting on your couch, lost your job, or you're not happy with the income you have, and you're seeing all these people bragging about stuff, just remember that it's not real. If I were to show you my normal everyday life, it would just be me sitting in front of the computer, like creating things, creating content, and setting up marketing things, setting up Facebook ads, setting up YouTube ads, setting up retargeting things, just all the boring stuff that no one really cares about. And that's what's difficult about social media is I guess we can really share the real stuff, the things that are actually happening in our lives. But when you think about it and you compare yourself to other people, you're gonna feel bad about the fact that you're just showing yourself sitting on a computer and working instead of being out on a beach all day. I live at the beach, but I'm not on the beach all the time. Especially right now, like I'm in Venice, Florida, and we have red tide, and we've had red tide for 2 months, and it's been miserable. You can't really go outside and enjoy it because there's a dead fish smell, there's a heaviness in the air, and it's just not good. Yet every single night, I'm very lucky I can take a Instagram like little video and film the sunset into the ocean. Right now I'm living at the beach, so I'm able to do that and share that. However, I'm not sitting on a beach chair for 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. when everyone else is at a job. I'm usually sitting in front of my computer working and doing things. And sure, like especially when there wasn't the red tide, I go out and I spend like an hour outside. I go do active things. If there's surfing waves wherever I'm at, I go surf, and that's part of my schedule. It's like my exercise. It's something that I dedicate time specifically for. And with social media, it would be almost like impossible to truly share the real life. Like for me, and I'm an entrepreneur, an internet marketer, and it would be hard for me to share every aspect of it. I would need a film crew. I wake up, I do my breathing stuff, I read, I drink coffee. If I can surf, I go surf, and then I come back and I'll work for 3 or 4 hours, eat lunch, and then work for another 3 or 4 hours, or 5 hours, or 10 hours. Some days I'll just work all night because I get caught up in projects, things like that. And that's not the stuff that social media wants us to share, because it's such an artificial reality. So basically, I just want to let you know that if you're struggling right now and you are sick of seeing people on social media sharing obnoxious things about their lives, just know that most likely they're struggling as well. Like they probably have issues of their own that they're scared to share. I know that I go through a lot of stuff with my personal life and my business that I don't share, because it would be crazy to share all this stuff just to be like, I wasted $500 on an ad campaign and I got $100 in sales from. Like telling you that you don't care, you're not gonna feel pity for me, and I wouldn't expect you to. Like sharing that type of reality, like sure, I can take the data that I got from it and hopefully learn from it and create a profitable sales funnel out of that. But a lot of times I can't. Sharing that kind of stuff, it would just be weird. It would make the experience of social media a lot different than it currently is. So I guess overall, in the grand scheme of things, the next time that you feel bad about seeing something on social media, seeing that, maybe your friend from college or your friend from high school or something is out doing crazy stuff, just know that maybe they worked for 2 or 3 years so that they could go on that vacation, or so that they could afford to rent the house for the day or the weekend or whatever. So keep that in mind. Don't feel bad about not having something. If you work for things, follow systems and build up a business ideally. I always recommend people start a business. But if you do something like that, you can create a reality that you actually like, and one that you don't need to necessarily artificially share on social media. You can just enjoy it yourself. And if you want to learn more about that kind of stuff and designing your life, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I share a lot of, I hope they're useful tips, tricks, and mindset hacks that will help people live better lives. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time and watching. And remember that not everything you see on social media is real. See you in the next video.